welcome to Week 5 of BYFL Gameday. I'm Braden Sully, your host this week. Nathan Mackler is not here. We don't know where exactly he is, and where exactly. I think he might be missing in action. You never know. He might be with Carrie. So start off with for the first time this year, Reed Morris will be taking the field with the Aggies. He's been coming off an injury. He'll be there. Cameron will not be there. He will be in New Jersey visiting his grandfather. It's his birthday. And then, so as you guys can see, I'm hoping it's raining right here in the background. It will not be raining for Friday's games. It's a 20% chance of rain. And then, so yeah, we have a recap of last week's game. First off, we have the Hornets who beat the Mustangs 34-33. The Hornets improved to 2-2, and the Mustangs fell to 1-3. The Hornets, led by last year's Heisman winner, Josh Kula. Let's see. He played sparingly, 2 touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns. He showed up late, but he still got the dub. But Arash, the beach in the Middle East, he's been lighting it up. Let's see. He had 6 pass touchdowns, 6 receiving touchdowns, 1 field goal made, and 1 pass block. So Arash just been lighting it up. Cameron, he did sparingly. Logan, he had 6 receiving touchdowns. So Logan was lining it up for the Mustangs. Cameron not so much. Let's see what he can do next. And then for our next game, we had the Dolphins, who improved to 4-0, beat the Aggies, who fell to 1-3, 35-27. The Dolphins, like I've said before, they're the defending champions. They're impossible to beat. If they can win any sport, they just score. Will Long, who's my favorite in the Heisman race, had 14 pass touchdowns. Chase Aiken, the Dolphins' best player, had 5 receiving touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns. And Cooper Kelly, this guy is horrible. 10 receiving touchdowns, 2 field goals made, And then Marshall Levinson of the Aggies, he was the best player this week. Obviously, 10 passing touchdowns, 1 rush touchdown. He had threw 2 picks, I believe. That's not too bad. I mean, you're running against the best team in the league. If you play that good each week, then you can get more than 1 win. And Jake Knight, he had 8 receiving touchdowns. He's Jake Knight, whatever. he can show up and make 15 touchdown passes, but he still won't win the Heisman. And then for our last game, we had me filling in for the Panthers against the Longhorns. I got my first full-on BYFL win. We won 40-38. In overtime. Yeah, in overtime. With Josh Kula as our fill-in after the game-winning touchdown pass to him. I wouldn't know my exact stats, but all I know is that I made some incredible catches, which leads me towards the top of the Heisman race after only playing 2 games. Nick didn't play very well. He quit at the start of the second half. Nick Blair. Injury, yeah, that's what they all say. And Kessel, he had 5 passing touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns. Ryan Roddy, he had 3 receiving touchdowns, all of which were on me. That was my bad. I couldn't cover him. He was so quick. He got past me. Not really though. But and then Garrett, he had 3 passing touchdowns and 3 receiving touchdowns. So that's a recap of last week's game. So after this commercial, we'll be right back at it. Bye. Alright, so back from these commercials, we have my take on the Heisman race and who's all in the Heisman race. So to start off with, I gotta write this down just so we can have some stability with it. My first, as of now, is Will Long of the Dolphins. He's lighting up. I don't know his stats, but all I know is that he's lighting up. I said he wouldn't be in the Heisman race at the start, but he proved me wrong. He's been throwing dimes, throwing touchdowns, doing everything possible. He's leading the team to victory. And then second in my race, it might be a shocker to some people, but it's me. Ever since I took over for Andrew on the Panthers, I've been lining it up. I've been mossing people, making one-handed catches, asking people where my scholarship offers are at. So, it's me. I have 2 games left to prove that I am the best person in the league, and for sure, I'll prove it's me. And then I'll be holding the Heisman Trophy. Then third on my list, you can go figure this, Josh Kula. last year's Heisman winner. His team isn't as good as last year. He's not doing as much as he can, but he's still playing well. I mean, last week his stats say that he had two touchdowns, two pass touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns. I know that's not true, but when Josh gets to the level where he was last year, he'll be doing everything. He'll be running the ball, throwing the ball, driving the car, washing the car, wax on, wax off. He'll be doing everything. And so to round it off, 4th in my list, Cooper Kelly. I feel as if Cooper should have won last year. No disrespect to Josh or anyone, or no disrespect to Josh or Will or myself, who also received a Heisman vote last year. But yeah, Cooper is the Dolphins', I wouldn't say second most important player, but it's just that Will is more, I'd say, just because the quarterback holds more on his shoulders. So that is why Cooper is my 4th. But he can kick the ball, he can run the ball, he can clean the ball off with a towel, he can inflate the ball with air. So that rounds off my top 4. I have some honorable mentions. I got Mr. Jig Knight, honorable mention. He can do more. He needs to play to his full capability. Chase Aiken, last year's Defensive Player of the Year. And yeah, that's it. All right, and back we are. I actually made a mistake on about Chase Aiken. He was actually last year's Special Teams Player of the Year. I think he'll get that award again this year. And for my 3rd honorable mention Heisman Trophy winner, I have Sam Reynolds. He's been lighting up in his rookie year, and I think that he is going to get this year's Rookie of the Year. And now to introduce my special guest analyst this week, I have Mr. Josh Gould, last year's Heisman winner.
Oh, thank you, Braden.
All right, Josh.
Nice to be here. Big fan of the show. Big fan of the show.
Oh, God, that was bad. All right, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna do analysis and picks for this week's game. And start off with, we have the Panthers and the Mustangs. So, Josh, what do you think about these games?
Well, you know what? The Mustangs have a great team. The chemistry's not there, so that's why I'm gonna have to go with the Panthers on this one. It's a great team, solid matchup though. It's gonna be a great game.
I think the Panthers are gonna win. I mean, they have myself, and as soon as I yell touchdown, that's a touchdown. So you might as well just flip up the numbers on the scoreboard. And might as well have 3 points. We have I don't know who's gonna be playing quarterback for us this week. I believe it's gonna be Nick. We'll see what happens, but I'm gonna have to take the Panthers. And then with Nathan as well, we're the flax tag team. We can do anything. And then for our next game, we got the Aggies and the Hornets, which Josh's team. Josh, who do you think is going to come out?
You know what? First week of the season, it was a close game. Went into overtime.
Who won?
Aggies. I believe the Aggies won. Yeah, I know. Jake Knight's just an all-around stud. But it was me, the Narsh dog, and Joey Freeburn. Not the strongest matchup, but we worked with what we got that day. But honestly, this week, I think Hornets are going to come out with a dub. Former Heisman winner Joey Freeburn's coming off a 4-touchdown game, quadrupling his stats from last week. And I just think it's going to be a great matchup, and we're going to get the dub this week.
Oh, all right. I don't know how you can quadruple stats from 4 touchdowns. To
1 to 4.
1 to 4. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm horrible with math. So with this, I believe I'm going to have to take the Hornets. The Aggies, they are, 1-3. They're gonna. I think they're gonna drop to 1-4, and then we'll see what happens. Because any Aggie team has to be mediocre, whether it's 2 wins, 4 wins, anything. So yeah, like I said, gonna have to go ahead and take the Hornets. And then for our primetime game, we have the Dolphins and the Longhorns. Josh, you wanna take this one?
I'll take this one. So, Longhorns have a great team, been really close to beating Dolphins every single time they played, which is once. But Dolphins have a solid team. Mr. Will Long at quarterback, honestly the second best quarterback in the league.
Oh, who's the first best?
Definitely Braden.
Oh.
And then me, honestly. They also got Mr. Chase Aiken on the team. Special Teams Player of the Year. That's all I have to say about him. He's just an all-around athlete, and I think he's going to have 15 touchdowns this week. And therefore, got to go with the Dolphins this week. Gonna be my final prediction. How about
all right, and there's no need for introduction for the Dolphins. I mean, I've been riding them hard all year. They are the best team in the league. They score and score and score and score and score and score. Not score. Not score. Score. I'm sorry. They make me take an Advil. So like I said, you have to go ahead and go with the Dolphins. So that wraps up this week for BYFL Game Day. Join us next week for another stunning and spontaneous analysis of the week before. And we'll see you guys later. Good night, America.